Hello, everyone. Drew here for Drew Dad Entertainment, back with another episode of Breaking Rocks, number 26. Uh, we got mostly gaming news to talk about today, but before shut up phone, whichever one is going off. But joining me is my younger brother, Desert Nord. Hey, bro.
Yeah. Hey there.
And also joining us next Monday is Memorial Day, right? But not this coming one, right?
The 30th of May.
Yeah. So it's next week.
Yeah, it's always the last Monday of the month
Okay.
in May.
Because I was about to do an introduction for Joshy Center on that, but I never mind now. But he is a war veteran, so Joshy064. Hey, Josh.
Hello.
And once again, thank you for your service, but I'll do a little more with that next Sunday.
That's fine.
But you guys see the title and whatnot. Releasing games every year versus every 15 plus years. We might as well just get this out of the way and get to the smaller stuff later, because obviously no one's going to watch this, so it's not going to matter too much when we get to the main topic here. But the inspiration for wanting to discuss this or debate this with you guys on stream was last week with the delay of Starfield, and with that delay, obviously that means Elder Scrolls 6 will be getting pushed back too, even further
into sometime into eternity.
I would say Oblivion, but yeah.
Well, Oblivion means hell. Whereas we're talking about like eternity.
I was referencing the realm of Oblivion in the Elder Scrolls franchise itself. Thank you.
I know. Same.
But we have annual releases like Call of Duty has been one in the past. Obviously, all the sports games. Assassin's Creed, up until recently, has been an annual release. And then we have things like Elder Scrolls 6 and the next Fallout game seemingly coming out 15 plus years after the last game. So, which is better for all parties involved at this point? An annual release or releasing a game 15 years plus after the last one? And I'll throw it to you first, Nord.
Yeah, with the way the developing community is now, it's better that they not rush. There's no guarantees at all, one way or another, with them, because they'll produce a game that's taken them 10 years to put out, and it'll still end up being shit. So the problem is the developers, because we had a system back in the day, in the early 2000s especially, where there was games coming out left and right, just absolutely blitzing the players. And they were good. So it's no indication one way or another, really.
My point of view is this of the Starfield Elder Scrolls Fallout situation. You have a situation in which you have people that would have. Let's just use this as an example. You play a game that you wound up loving when you were 15, let's say. 15 years later, you're in your 30s, probably married with kids. And then that's when the next installment, after you've gone through those life changes, the next game comes out in the series that you want to play, you're probably not necessarily going to be able to. And then on
Well, I mean,
and then
maybe.
and then on the other hand, you have a game waiting so long that, for example, what's her name that became a mod in Skyrim? Skyrim Grandma, who's I think no longer with us, right?
I don't really know. I would assume not.
Yeah, you have players of that age, which there are, of video games. Fuck you, Nintendo, back in the early '90s. But with your narrative of adults don't play games, grandparents do too. Fuck you. But if she's not around, obviously she won't get to play Elder Scrolls 6 either. And you have a situation like that. Someone that was around when one game released and then when a sequel comes out, they would have passed away due to old age. So you can count me in the camp against releasing a game in a franchise every 15 plus fucking years. That's way the fuck too long.
Well, sure. I guess so. Your point is more about the gamer, not being able to survive
And
the
then
sequels or whatever.
And then let's think about this for a minute too. Releasing a game every 15 years, how do you expect the stockholders or the investors to be happy with you not bringing in money for that fucking long on a fucking product?
Well, there are people that are willing to put in 15 years on their money if they get a massive return at the end of it. Those are called certificates of deposit. They exist all day long.
Yeah, but in the modern age, how often do you hear that stockholders or investors are happy just sitting around with their money in a cold fucking freezer for 15 years? Not many these days.
Bro, if you knew about investing, which I assume you don't,
not as much as probably the next person.
It's all about risk and return. If the risk is low, in this case, I guess it wouldn't be that low. It's still just as high as anything else. Then a person's willing to go longer with an investment if the risk is lower. But your point is valid, but only specifically about this. People, yeah, you're right. Investors in a video game aren't going to want to wait 15 years generally because it may not end up being a return at all on their investment. But there are plenty of long-term investments that are nearly guaranteed, which are invested in all day long.
Yeah, and I bet you're picturing other business ventures other than the gaming industry. I'm talking about just the gaming industry.
No, that's again, I conceded your point is valid about games, but you were talking about investors not wanting to put their money in an investment at all for that long, and I'm like, well, that depends on what it is.
Well, I'm talking about just the gaming industry here.
Chances are that unless the game was like from a studio that was as near to a sure thing as possible, yeah, they would view it as a risky investment. But this is why they don't tell them that. This is why they don't give them, oh, well, we're going to take 15 years to develop the game. They don't say that.
I know, well, first of all, it would be career suicide to say that, but
exactly,
we're still staring that barrel down that barrel of that gun with Bethesda just the same.
But it's only by accident.
I know, but still, we're still here though. You can't deny that.
If they tell them, would you like to invest in our game? Here's the prospectus on the game, and they say, oh, yeah, well, I like the idea of the game. It looks good. And sure, I'll give you money for that. And they're just like, whatever. Even if my investment doesn't come at a certain date or whatever, return, I'm willing to throw money at it because maybe it'll be worth my while and I'll have some rights to return eventually. So people are still willing to invest in a game where there's no, given date. But the thing that you're talking about is that it's guaranteed 15 years. Yeah, no one's going to do that.
And then on the other side of that coin, we have releasing a game every year. Yeah, you got that steady stream of revenue, but you're not going to be able to do much when it comes to doing anything new or interesting with the series.
Well, yeah, the quality suffers, and we know that. Or at least with this development community.
Yeah.
Yeah, these guys are, I don't know, either so uncreative or so lazy that anything they put out in a year is basically the same thing as it was last year, with minor, like, visual differences.
Joshy, do you have anything you want to add since we've been dominating this conversation?
It all depends on the developer, though. It's just that, what is it, like, sometimes it can take a while for them to do, like, a good game, say, like, Skyrim, for instance, though, but, like, also, like, if it's, say, if you want to do, like, a yearly game, it's just going to be, like, the same game over and over again, though. It's just, like, how, like, football and whatnot, though. Basically, it's just, like, a reskin of everything. They just update the roster, and that's about it, though. Like, if they... But still, it's going to be still a long time for them to go ahead and actually do a game if they do like every like 15 plus years. So it's just, and also too like might make it woke as hell as well too. Like it depends like the people there too.
Yeah, that's
like
a problem we have with developers.
Yeah, same with movies though. Like let's say Dumb and Dumber. Dumb and Dumber. First one was amazing. All of a sudden they make a sequel and it was just garbage. Just like woke garbage. Just like okay. It just depends on the developers though. So. But in my honest opinion, I'd probably say I'd probably just wait for another like get her on and just like keep on getting it like every year. Because you can't really change much on like
we had a really good period where games were coming out 3 to 5 years and it seemed to be okay.
And I was about to say that's the butter zone for all parties. 4 to 5 years for a game to release. For a development cycle. The biggest problem with that also with that idea is also at times you have game publishers who see a game and they're going, you got to change that. Then the developer has to scrap everything that they did, like with Mass Effect Andromeda, because the initial like footage that we saw looked a lot better than the game was at fucking launch. I'll tell you that, and that was alpha footage.
Yep.
At the time, the textures weren't really there, but they kind of were. And the characters talking, none of them actually made it into the actual fucking game.
Yeah, developers getting in their own way.
No, it was largely the heads of the studio or EA getting in the way with Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, well, that's my
at that point. But really, in the
it's not like the fans went, "Oh, I don't like that game." You know, of several years of good work by the developer, and then the fans just changed their mind. No, this was the developer getting in some way, with the studio.
Yeah, in this case, it was EA getting in the way, telling BioWare that they had to use the Frostbite engine, which is designed for like shooters and racing games, not for an RPG, which Mass Effect is known for being. So they had to cram a game into an engine where it didn't fucking belong. And that's why we got Andromeda. But on that note, yeah. Any last minute thoughts before we move to talking about a YouTube channel that I'm very fond of right now?
Yeah, I if I may just say, I would prefer that games come out more frequently, but I know that that's going to cause those exact problems you mentioned, with quality being low and differentials being so hard to find between titles that you'd be like, this is just copycatting of your last title, like with FIFA and Madden.
Yeah, so to wrap up this segment,
Yeah.
I think a good way to do it is just to say what our actual preferred time frame is for games coming up. For me, it's every 4 to 6 years. 6 years being at the extreme high end of that. Because any further than that, then you're getting into development hell territory. Much like where seemingly Starfield is right now. Starting to slip into.
The thing I would say is that any studio or developer that can't make a full game in 3 to 5 years doesn't deserve a success.
Look at Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Josh?
Yeah, I'd say, in my honest opinion, be 3 to 5 years.
So it seems like we all have the same thought here of the butter zone is that time frame for game releases. Much like the way Bethesda used to do it, because we got Oblivion back in 2006, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Or 7 or something like that. Then 2008, about 2 years later, we got Fallout 3. Then in 2009, we got Fallout New Vegas. Now that was Obsidian, but published by Bethesda, so it wasn't them making it.
Oblivion came out in March of 2006.
Oh, when?
Excuse me.
Yeah, Oblivion came out in March of 2006.
Yeah, that's what I figured, because that was around the time that we were still watching X Play when G4 meant something. And they were talking about their review of this Elder Scrolls 4 game that we didn't know what it was at the time.
And then almost, what 5.5 years later was Skyrim?
Well, in the case of what Bethesda was making, they went Oblivion, then they acquired from Blackout Studios the ownership and license in full of the Fallout series. So we got Fallout 3. Then we got published by Bethesda, but developed by Obsidian, like 2 and Baldur's Gate, and so on and so forth, which is made up mostly a former Blackout Studio team. Gave us Fallout New Vegas in 2009 or 10 or whatever year it was, and then later on that the year next we got Skyrim, and then from Bethesda Game Studios, because that was the Skyrim team, we got Fallout 4. That was a big to-do about Starfield's release date, which means nothing now.
Very easy to remember Skyrim's release date. Very easy.
Yes, it is. Just like it was going to be easy to remember the release date of Starfield, but not anymore.
Well, maybe they'll find another way.
Maybe.
Well, they keep... Microsoft and Bethesda keep saying it's coming out in the first half, like spring of 2023. If you needed, for example, if it turns out to be November, December, January, February, March, only 4 months. Okay, what the hell are you going to do in 4 months that you couldn't do yet?
Maybe they'll make the release date 3/23/23. Easy to remember.
Now, I'm not saying that it's coming out March. I'm not saying I know anything. This is just random speculation on my part.
Yep.
For all we know, it might come out in June. For all we fucking know.
Yeah.
Hell, they might be bullshitting us even now, and it might come out November of next year. For all we fucking know, despite what Microsoft and Bethesda have been saying.
Yeah.
First half of next year. Well, what the fuck does that mean? May, June, July.
It just sounds like a time frame. It doesn't really sound like a guarantee of anything.
Yeah. So we went from release date to release window. Normally, you don't do that.
Unless you're having trouble, of course.
Which they obviously are then, but still. But, yeah.
Yeah, you can proceed to the next topic. I didn't mean to drag us back, but you know what I mean.
So, yeah, Cat Icarus, one of my favorite YouTubers, if not my favorite flavor of the month right now. 12 days ago, he did a video called The Useless World of PlayStation 1 Accessories. Before that, The Unholy World of Jesus Games. If you guys have not checked out Cat Icarus, please do. This guy is quite fucking funny in a psychotic, not afraid to make fun of himself kind of way. And I see this guy making jokes that no one else does on the internet. So Cat Icarus is a breath of fresh air. Let's try to figure out what his first video was. This could probably take a while because I have no idea when he started. But
Just easy. You just use Google, bro.
well, then you Google it. I'm gonna scroll through his videos. Let's make a race out of it. Which I know you'll probably win.
Maybe we can probably ask Siri or something like that. Hey, like, hey Siri.
I don't have a Siri.
June 19th, 2016.
It's when he started.
Sure, that appears to be his first video.
Well, so far I'm into videos that are 8 plus years old.
Yeah, and there is also apparently some content from 2012. I don't know if that counts as YouTube content though.
Now I'm into 9 plus years ago.
I guess maybe 2012 would be the one.
Yeah, here is the oldest one I can find on his channel, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's called Rascal Racers PlayStation 1.
Yep.
So yeah, he started back in 2012.
Yep.
So shortly after Skyrim released is when this guy started.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah. But have you gotten to check out any of his stuff, guys?
Yep, I've seen some.
Your thoughts on Cat Icarus, bro?
He definitely has some good added value to his content, that's for sure. His videos are pretty funny, actually.
Yeah.
I appreciate the deep delve, or at least the reviews he does of different categories. That's really like the bread and butter for him, and I think that's what he does best.
What videos have you seen of his, and do you have a favorite? Like I do.
Well, let's see. Trying to remember. The Forbidden World of Banned Games is a good one.
Oh yeah,
That's a good one.
That's at 2.7 million views for him. Which makes me think, how many subs does he have? It's not going to say here on the YouTube app here.
He has 961,000, almost 1 million.
Yay.
Yep. For me, it's a toss-up between the Forbidden World of Banned Games, the Useless World of PlayStation 1 Accessories, or the Horrible World of Kinect Games. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's one segment in there that made me think of Angry Joe when he was Free Riders.
Oh God.
Yeah. But in that video, Catechris was nicer to Sonic Free Riders than Angry Joe was, for sure.
Yeah.
Because Catechris was all like, it seems to function at least almost okay. Then you had Angry Joe in review of Sonic Free Riders at the time, going back to the game store and trying to get his money back.
Yep.
And instead, he got credit for trade, so he got 2 other games instead. For
Yeah, the bad old days of GameStop.
yeah. But yeah, shout out to Catechris. Color me one of his fans at this point. And I look forward to seeing what you do next, Caddy. Josh, have you watched any of Caddy's stuff yet?
Actually, probably not.
Well, get on it. And my suggestion is the useless world of PlayStation 1 accessories, which I tweeted that video out as soon as I found it. The Forbidden World of Banned Games. He also did the Demonic World of Disney PlayStation 1 games. The Expensive World of PlayStation 5 launch, and in the thumbnail it says Catechris spends $1,200. That means on the console, games, and accessories for it. Let's see what else is good here. The Painful World of Lego games. What, Nord?
If I may, so point to one myself that I'm pretty sure neither one of you two watch. The Russian Badger.
Is he a different YouTuber?
Yes.
Okay.
He has some of the best videos I've ever seen in the gaming category.
How do you spell it?
Russian Badger. RUSSIANBADGER.
I'm already subbed to Russian Badger.
Okay, cool. And you know about him already then.
Apparently.
Well, anyway, here's my suggestion for the best gamer streamer I've seen. Truly hilarious.
Recent uploads. Kirked up. It's QUIRKED, so I guess it's Kirked up.
It's quirked.
Quirked up. Operator. Goated
with the swaz.
With the swaz. That's a weird fucking
Swaz.
name.
Yeah, it's an inside joke.
Degenerate Halo Gulag. Halo Infinite Multiplayer. The Empire Strikes Cringe, Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yep.
High Impact Constructive Criticism, World of Tanks. Badgers Best of 2021. Swaz Totally Accurate Battlegrounds.
Yeah, the Tab G is the funniest shit ever. It really is.
Built different, built stupid. Left 4 Dead 2.
The best one was a year ago. God has left the server. That was the best one.
Yeah. Joshy, do you have a content creator that you want to shout out?
No, as of right now, no.
Well, yeah, you mentioned Blabs, right?
I just knew about her yesterday, just so I don't want to.
Well, you can still shout out, right?
Yeah, there's Blabs. There's Mara Blabs, Lethal Lightning. That's about it. Yeah, we got to show a little. We got to show a little love to Lethal Lightning because he's not on Twitter anymore.
Oh yeah.
He got banned again.
Long time ago. Yeah.
I think it's more like he hasn't been brought back yet.
Oh, I think
I thought he created another account.
He created another account, and then that got banned. And then
Sure,
I guess
they ban you for ban dodging.
he did a video on like what is it like? Because they were showing like it was that one animated thing that was they showed out some stream or something like that. That basically it was like a yeah. It showed something that he got banned, and he was like, he made YouTube videos saying like, yeah, you got like naked yoga on here, but then you can't say anything about this. He was like making a point, and basically got his point like proven, and basically he got banned. But then Mara, I think, tried to get his ban released or lifted. Oh, but they're saying that it's not going to get lifted at all. So basically, he's perma-banned.
So, speaking of companies that should be perma-banned off the planet, Disney.
Yeah, well too.
Pirates of the Caribbean 6 producer wants Johnny Depp back to play Jack Sparrow. And going across the internet right now is the hashtag no Johnny, no pirates. And also there was an article talking about 2 different scripts in the works for Pirate 6. One which features Margot Robbie as playing a character in Pirate 6, and then one without her in it.
Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
All I know is what's that?
Like I didn't really look into it though, but they're saying something about that. Yeah, the Margot Robbie, whoever her name is though, she's supposed to be in it though, possibly, maybe. I don't know.
Well, last I was aware, it wasn't confirmed that she had signed on for it yet, but they were trying to get her for it. And on the other hand, like I said, I don't remember if I was on someone else's channel or here or on off stream entirely, but at one point I simply said this. It might have been at work for all I know with one of my coworkers, but I wound up saying this. If there is no Johnny Depp in Pirate 6, what the main character needs to be and anything less is just going to be an absolute fucking failure. that if they're hell bent on the main character being female, then it needs to be Jack Sparrow's daughter at that point. Anything less, like recasting Jack Sparrow as a female with Margot, you will just be an absolute fucking failure of a film. Although, with the hashtag of no Johnny, no pirates, I think it's going to be a failure anyway. But still. Nord?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you can't have a successful Pirates entry without Johnny. On the bright side, at least the guy's been sort of vindicated, you know.
And and another thought with him getting vindicated, if you bring him back, you're just gonna. It's a good fucking business decision when it comes to making money, because a lot of people sympathize with fucking Johnny in the first place.
Well, there's there's no basis to being pissed at him. I mean, not anymore anyway, because all of it was a lie. So, I mean, everybody that has a problem with Johnny really should shut the fuck up, because it's a lie. And Amber has essentially been demolished. You know, her credibility has been demolished, and Johnny's been revived. So there's no reason they shouldn't bring him back. If he wants to do it, they should let him. Fans will love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And on the opposite side of that coin,
what do they not want to make fucking money?
Keeping Amber Heard like WB has been doing this entire time. It's just a piss poor business decision, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, I understand prevailing obligations. It is what it is. But if they're going to go out of their way to keep Johnny out of things, then they deserve to not get any business or any eyeballs.
Yeah. No. Anything you want to add, Josh?
Yeah, I'm on Johnny Depp's side. I'm not going to watch this Pirates movie if there's still Johnny Depp.
I'm in that boat too. Hashtag no Johnny, no pirates.
Yeah, or no Johnny, no money. Yeah.
When I tweet this out again to remind people that this was live, I think I'm going to use that as the hashtag. No Johnny, no money.
Uh-huh.
But speaking of business ventures that may or may not work, Ubisoft Plus to work or be brought into PlayStation Plus extra and premium subscriptions, akin to Microsoft with EA's backlog. Nord, you do not interact with PlayStation at all, so I'm going to you first.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on the business decision for Ubi Plus to be a part of PlayStation Plus in the future?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of what was that one that Xbox did? What's it called? Something Play. Well, I'll remember it later when it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's obviously something that Sony PlayStation players will sort of appreciate, I guess, but it doesn't mean much to me, as you know. So
we got someone in the chat to say hi to. Ark is in the chat. Hey, Ark.
What's up, Arkansas?
The notification actually worked. What's good, bro? What's good? We're just getting into the Ubisoft stuff. We've already gotten through talking about Pirate 6 and hashtag no pirates, no Johnny, or as Nord pointed out, no Johnny, no money.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we shouted out my favorite YouTuber at the moment, Cat Icarus, as well. If you have not seen his channel, go check him out on YouTube. The guy is funnier than fucking hell. Which is saying two good things about hell, because hell isn't funny. Cat Icarus is funnier than the Three Stooges in their heyday, in a good way.
I like it.
Yeah. One of my favorite videos from him was the useless world of PlayStation 1 accessories. And the PlayStation 1 controllers that he had to use in that. But sorry. Joshy, Ubisoft Plus going into PlayStation Plus. Your thoughts?
Ubisoft does have some good games though, but it's just I don't know. It's just like they're trying to compete against Xbox. It seems like so. It's just like because Xbox is already buying up everything else. So it's like okay, let's get in the fish with the barrel and see what's going on with the barrel.
And and to be honest, I'm surprised that PlayStation is doing this, considering the rumors were that Ubi Plus would be going into Game Pass Ultimate. Well, it went the opposite direction. It's going into the new PlayStation Plus, that being extra and premium tiers. So if you want the back catalog, now keep in mind it's not day and date Ubisoft games, it's their older games that PlayStation Plus is getting. Like Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Assassin's Creed, anything that's playable on the PS5, let's say.
If you can get your hands on a PS5.
Ark says, I think this is a move for PlayStation to try and compete with Xbox and Steam, but I could be wrong. They are trying to consolidate as much as possible. In my personal opinion, Ark, if PlayStation really wanted to compete with Xbox with Game Pass Ultimate, they would do the one thing that they refuse to do, and that's release games day and date into their service. Until they do that, all you're basically getting is a lesser version of Game Pass Ultimate on the competing platform of PlayStation for basically being charged more money for the subscription for less. Ultimately. In other words, it's a screw job. But speaking of getting fucked up the ass by companies, due to Nash Carter, the wrestler formerly from NXT in WWE, getting released back in April, he's no longer in the Stand Back DLC pack for WWE 2K22. And replacing him is 2 My Faction packs instead of replacing him with another wrestler that's not actually in the game. 2K is now releasing the DLC that was advertised. Or sorry, I misread my own writing. 2K is now not releasing the DLC that was advertised to customers in the season pass by removing content from it and replacing it with not a DLC character, but content for their fucking Ultimate Team that no one gives the fuck about. Can you say getting fucked up the ass? If you are a customer of 2K and WWE 2K games. So, Nord?
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Anything you want to add to any of that?
Well, one thing I will point out is that well, I don't know if it was recent. I think it was in 2020, but it's sort of become to the fore now. Xbox Cloud Gaming with Ultimate was an interesting thing that they added. That I don't think takes away from the value on that one. Just like whenever services are added to whether it's Sony or whether it's Xbox, whenever they add services, this is a good thing. But if, like you were just saying about that other thing, if nobody cares, then it's like, farting in a room alone. No one cares.
Indeed. Josh, anything you want to add to anything?
They don't want to spend any more money on making another character, so that's why they're giving the pet packs instead of like another character.
Well, on that note, there is rumors that there's another DLC that's being added that wasn't originally planned that features Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, who signed with WWE and made his return to WWE the night after WrestleMania back in April. So, if that's a thing, first of all, this wrestler was released in April before the game came out. You had all this time, and you knew that he was not working with the company anymore. And only now it gets announced that you have to make a change. You knew that you were making a fucking change for a couple of months now. You couldn't have done anything. You couldn't have added another legend in his place, like Mankind, for example, who I don't think is active in the game, which is another one of the faces of Mick Foley. You could have added another skin of a wrestler that's already in the game. But no, you throw out content for a mode that real wrestling fans aren't going to give a shit about. Well, actually, any self-respecting gamer that likes wrestling video games isn't going to give a shit about in your Ultimate Team called Factions. That would be like if... fuck, the controller turned off again. That would be like if EA were to, first of all, have a season pass for like draft classes, and like the rookies coming in from year to year, and they remove one of them and to say sorry for having to remove one who decided to go back to college and not enter the NFL draft. They gave you card packs for Ultimate Team instead. The fuck's the point of that? It's the same equivalent. Any last minute thoughts on everything that we talked about here before you guys get into whatever you wanted to talk about?
No, I don't have any other thoughts. I mean, it's sort of, me and wrestling sort of parted ways a long time ago.
That's like how I feel about Star Wars today. I've parted ways with it.
Yeah.
We can talk about the Obi-Wan thing that's coming up.
If you want. Then you're taking lead on it.
So far, they're talking about, that one guy, one Inquisitor, I believe. That was on the cartoon, the Clone Wars, I believe. That actor says that he hasn't even seen any of the Star Wars movies or cartoons or whatnot, or he doesn't know anything about the character. But yet he played that certain character. It's like, okay.
Ark in the chat says, "Yep, I've parted ways with a lot of franchises. The only one I won't is Lord of the Rings. Can't let that one go."
Yeah, so far this Obi-Wan's gonna be my last Star Wars. So I know it's gonna
Yeah,
be bad. It's gonna be horrible.
after the Book of Beta Fett, I'm done. So I'm not wasting my time with Obi-Wan because I know what they're gonna fucking do. Largely the same thing they did with Luke in the sequel trilogy. It, well, they can't kill him because they know that they fucking can't. Because he's needed for the first Star Wars, A New Hope. But mark my
Yep,
words,
there's
if
leaks
they
out there.
kill Obi-Wan by the end of the series, they're gonna lose what Star Wars fans, if any, that they have left at that point. Because then that will mean that they're saying the original fucking film that released in the 1970s on June 25th or whatever it was at the time means absolutely fucking nothing.
Yep.
Because if Obi-Wan's dead before that film, guess what? You don't get the scene of Vader slicing him and Luke crying.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like the meme that Gundam posted on Twitter earlier about they adapt IPs for broader audiences, just that doesn't care and don't care about the actual original IP to begin with.
Well, we know that that's the case because look what they do with original trilogy characters. Luke Skywalker, defamed, dead. Boba Fett, defamed, demaimed. Obi-Wan's next. And if you notice that they're largely doing this with male characters anyway, except for one problem with that statement coming out of my mouth as it came up. They effectively did that without killing her, Princess Leia, in The Last fucking Jedi. By turning her into Larry Poppins. What I meant to say was Leia Poppins.
Uh-huh.
But as it is, they can't kill Obi-Wan or Vader. Yeah, obviously. And if they do, then their agenda will be apparent to all, if it's not already, to groom children at this point.
Yeah, IP adaptation by modern directors is nothing but pillaging. It's nothing but pillaging.
Yeah.
Larry Poppins, Mary's brother?
Yeah, don't give him any damn ideas.
That's what Ark said in the chat. But in case you can't tell, Ark, I read as well as I talk, much like my internet ad, Drunk 3PO. Which coincidentally, he's streaming right now too with Gina Carano from MegaCon.
Yep.
Which I'm surprised that you're even here, Ark, because of that. Because I know that everyone's going to be watching that. But as it is, what were you talking about?
I was gonna ask one thing though. Geeks and Gamers are supposed to be going to where are they going in October? Are they going to Florida?
I feel like it's either Florida or Vegas. I'm not sure which one.
Recently, they're saying about Florida now for October. It's like, okay, that they said before that they were supposed to go to like Vegas and then Universal in October here on the West Coast, but I don't know. Then they changed it. I don't know.
I have no idea. Nord, do you have anything that you want to throw out there for a topic to talk about?
No, nothing. But it was a good point he was making. They did make a change apparently. I was trying to find out myself actually. Um, yeah, I had only heard about the Dallas meetup, and then there was one it's slated for Orlando. I wasn't sure which was which though.
Yeah, the Dallas one just kind of came quick though.
Yeah, that's true.
If I'm being honest with you guys, and that's usually all I do, all these meetups don't overly mean a lot to me because I don't drive. I can't get away from the area that I live,
Yeah,
like really at all.
that's a good
So
that's a good point, bro. But the only reason I mentioned or he mentioned it either probably is that it's fun to see everybody together, in
yeah,
photos and whatever.
yeah. So if I meet anyone from the community, y'all are gonna have to come my direction. Otherwise, it's never gonna happen.
Yep.
And no one ever comes to Southeast Minnesota, folks. Much less to Minnesota in general. But as it is,
Yeah, I don't have anything else other than that, bro. To
No,
answer your question.
well, we might.
Comic-Con is gonna be-
What's that?
We have a Comic Con coming here in Arizona next week. The voice of Marcus Phoenix is going to be there. I forget his name, but yeah, he's going to be there.
That's cool.
We also got Chuck Norris is going to be there as well too. And
You're talking about John DiMaggio.
yeah,
Yeah.
John DiMaggio, Chuck Norris, and also what's his name? The guy in the wheelchair in Family Guy. He's going to be there as well too. Funny guy.
Oh, yeah.
He plays Kronk in Emperor's New Groove.
Yep.
He's going to be there as well too. So.
I completely understand, Ark.
That's what's the arc say.
Ark saying in the chat, love to meet you guys and the rest of the fellowship, but life gets in the way and sometimes comes first. Yeah, no.
Yep, exactly.
But on that note, fuck it.
I get nothing else.
Let's try to get canceled. The new press secretary, Nord. The floor is yours.
Oh yeah, what an amazing diversity hire, huh?
Since you're our political coverage guy.
Yeah, the question more recently that everyone was reacting to was she was just rambling incoherently talking about inflation.
And blaming it on Putin.
I said essentially everything except economic decisions made by the federal government. Essentially everything else is to blame, except that.
Yeah, and blaming the high gas prices on Putin. Oh, really? It had nothing to do with closing pipelines. Okay.
Also suggesting that raising taxes would help inflation. What an idiot! I don't even know how to address that level of stupid.
So, who do you feel is more, for lack of a better term, retarded? Saki or this new chick?
Well, I didn't think it was possible, but I do think that Corinne Jean-Pierre is worse.
You heard it here first, folks. Pierre is worse than Saki.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Josh, anything you want to add?
Yeah, gas prices went up 40 cents within a week. It's garbage.
Yep, headed to an average of $6 by August nationally. That's the forecast.
Yeah, I think this girl is worse than Saki. Honest opinion, though, because basically like a narcissist or whatnot, though. if you like her race or whatnot, though, I guess you're racist or something like that. I don't know. That's
To,
Well, that's their angle. That's their angle. You're not allowed to criticize her, otherwise you're racist.
take it
but-
easy, Ark.
yeah.
Thanks for being here.
But yeah, I don't give a damn what
Later.
race she is. She doesn't know how to answer questions right.
Either way, like Saki and her do just word garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like they just talk their way out of it though. Like they don't even answer the whole question or whatnot. But like they say one question and also they just you word garbage. So we don't know what the hell we're saying.
Yeah, the difference I would say between Saki and Jean Pierre is that Pierre does not prepare at all. Like she's reading from the paper, like just literally. Whereas at least Saki could like pretend to be saying things from her head. You know, Pierre's not even trying.
There was one video. Oh, there was the one person I do want to say mention about YouTube is going to be John Talks because I watch him a lot. He's a good. He's more political based though, yeah. But yeah, I've seen one of his videos where basically he talks about her, her secretary, and basically she's like just said, "I'll have to get back to that. I'll have to get back to that." Like every 2 seconds, like I'll have to get back to that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they're making it this big thing. He's black and lesbian.
Sure, yeah, that's why I said diversity hire.
They Hollywood her. I can't talk. They did a Hollywood on Rocky. Get rid of the redhead and make her diverse.
Yeah, that is a Hollywooding, isn't it?
Yep. But now anything like for like if they say finds the briefing or Saki or her is doing something, I'm like, oh, stay away from that. I'll just catch the highlights. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yep.
Indeed. And on that note, guys,
Yeah. Is she a redhead though? Because like
Now that was a good question because in different lighting, it almost seems like she's blonde. but yeah, I think so.
a black chick with blonde hair, and we're the ones that are called
I thought we were
for
talking about- I thought we were talking about
appropriating.
no, not Saki. You're talking about the new one.
Oh no, well of course not. She's not blonde or redhead at all.
Her hair color's the same as her skin color. Same.
Well, darker, I would think. But yeah.
And on the note of Joshy's racism, what have you guys been playing or watching lately?
Evil Dead.
Yeah, I saw that, but I was heavily engrossed in Fallout 3 on my 360 at the time.
There's one game. There's one game I'd like to mention that I'd like us. I wouldn't mind to see us play it more often. Is Rubber Bandits.
Rubber
That'd be a cool game
Bandits.
for us to. Be a good game for us to play against each other.
Rubber Bandit. We'll look that up.
Oh yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look it up too and see if it's on the
Search.
Xbox Live Store.
It is.
Rubber Bandit. Oh, okay, no, yeah, okay, that was on Game Pass. Okay,
Yeah.
I know it. Well, they actually got DLC now.
What's the deal with this game?
Well, you either play as the thieves or the cops. and the thieves try to steal the money from the room, and the cops try and arrest the thieves. It's just like Among Us, only way funnier.
Oh, again, shoot. You have a wild pack for free.
Yep.
Wonder when that one game is supposed to be coming out though. The one like puppies and whatnot though, or no puppies or whatnot though.
All right, I guess we're gonna do that at some point in the near future.
Yeah, I think it'd be funny.
No, there's supposed to be one game that's supposed to be coming out. I don't know. They mentioned it like E3 last year though, but it was supposed to be like you can be like little animals or whatnot though. It look like a little fun, cute game though. But I don't know.
So, should I even waste my time asking Nord what you've been playing lately?
Well, you already know. So
Yeah.
I am in my transition, sort of looking for my next thing. So
Evil Dead.
You heard it here,
Yeah,
folks.
but-
Desert North
Yeah, well,
is
you invited
transitioning.
Stop, bro. Transition games, not anything else.
I know.
But yeah, hey, Josh, you invited me to Evil Dead, but I was like, I ain't gonna drop $40 on that game.
Oh, it's a good game. I like it.
Well, maybe I'd agree with you, but just
So, how many players are needed to get a match of Rubber Bandits going?
I think it 4 people.
Okay, so we would need one more then, after the 3 of us.
Yeah, I believe it is 4 people.
Joshy, start slamming people's faces into tables.
Phil.
Yeah, go slam Phil's face into a table and tell him to download this and play it with us.
Yeah, while I eat some pineapple pizza.
But it would be easier to do it with someone who's already on the platform, on Xbox. Just saying.
Yeah.
So maybe you should just leave Phil face first in his pineapple pizza. Or in his ketchup pizza, I should say.
Yeah, we should invite somebody to play Rubber Bandits with us that we'd love to arrest, or cuff them.
Well, if we get gaming involved, then we'd have to arrest Joshy the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But then again, it would be hard to pick for gaming or to pick of who to arrest between the 2 of you, because we'd have to arrest a Twitch streamer who's not monetized. I guess it'd have to be Nord because he doesn't even stream on the platform.
Yeah. Well, you guys can play the cops. I'll play the robber.
Well, your first name being what it is.
Yeah, of course. Naturally.
Anyway, but me, I've been, like I said earlier, I've been playing Fallout 3 almost exclusively. I want to get all the way through it here, so. But later on tonight, after I lay down again and get back up, I will be attempting to play something live on Twitch tonight. Beyond that, tomorrow, Mass Effect, like usual. And then we'll go from there. But as it is, next week, if there's anything to talk about, this will get scheduled again for a stream. If not, then we'll take Sunday off from this. It all depends on what comes up throughout the week, much like every week here. So, but I'm thinking that streaming Rubber Bandits would probably have to happen on a Sunday, more than likely.
Yeah.
So it means at some point soon, probably cancel this just to do that then.
Maybe.
Yep.
But as it is, thank you to Ark for popping into the chat earlier. I appreciate it. I'm surprised we got anyone, given the fact that Drunk 3PO and Gina Cron are having their little stream. And what have you. But for those of you that will see this afterwards, thank you for doing so. I appreciate you more than, no offense to Ark, anyone who shows up live, because generally no one shows up live to these things, because most of the views are after the fact. So while you're here checking this out after it's no longer live, please hit the like, subscribe for stuff like this, and head over to Drew.Games on YouTube for the actual gaming content of playing games, past streams from Twitch, my PlayStation stuff, and so on and so forth. Joshy has a Twitch and YouTube channel as well. Right, Josh?
Yeah.
You can find Desert Nord on YouTube as well, and you can find all of us on Twitter, Joshy064, @that_Drew, and Desert Nord 26 on Twitter as well.
And at that name now. So, yeah.
People are smart enough to know to put @ before your name.
No, you know what I mean, though, because it wasn't like that before. I changed it.
Yes, I know. I've been paying attention. As soon as I saw you changed it, I was at work when I saw it, and I was saying to one of my friends at work, I'm like, my brother finally listened to me for once.
Oh, well, it's the way it should have been to begin with, but,
Yeah, I've been saying that the entire time, that's the way it should have been. Just like you need to stream on Twitch.
And it's a shirt out at there's a new Rebellion shirt out. That's what the Gina Cron on it.
Oh, yeah.
Live for 9 whatever. That military
And Rubber Bandits is now installed. So on that note, we'll talk about when we can play that off camera here. But until then, may the force be with you. Fuck Naughty Dog. Raylos are weird. Welcome to the underground of the rebellion. That being us. Because in the underground, we live in the places where nobody goes. Except for today, Ark is the only one who came to the underground today. So thank you for that once again. And until then, fuck Biden. You guys can stick to Let's Go Brandon.
Yes, let's go Brandon.
And on that note, we will see you guys next Sunday with what we don't know, but something, hopefully. Until then, be well, be safe, fuck Joe Biden, and everything else I just said. Later, guys.
Later.
Later, guys.